Hello Internet, and welcome back to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if this is your first time joining us. We are a 5th edition D&D Dungeons & Dragons group. We've just started playing and putting our episodes up for you to enjoy. We're right now putting episodes up every Wednesday night on YouTube. Wednesday morning, rather. Though eventually that will we'll start streaming, and then that will be at a different time, but we'll talk about that when that comes around. Except for next week, because of holiday here, we will be putting the episode up Thursday morning instead of Wednesday morning, because we're delayed in our recording. So, do we want to do quick introductions for everyone real quick? I'm Ethan. I'm the Dungeon Master. We've got
James. I'm playing Tao, Blood Hunter. Pretty fun.
I'm Kay. I'm playing Harmony, Tiefling Wild Magic Sorcerer.
I'm George. I'm playing Nazia Greyhill, a dwarf barbarian.
I'm Zach. I'm playing Hunter, who's a warhorse fighter.
Cool. And then with that, I think we have some intro videos, so we'll cut to those real quick and be right back.
Nazria Greyhill grew up in a small dwarven village in the Eastern Wilds. When she was just 30 years old, her village was ransacked by a band of human slavers, and she was taken captive. Though they initially intended to sell her as a slave, when they saw how ferociously she struggled and fought against her captors, they ended up selling her to a band of orcs to fight in their fighting pits in the northern wastes. The orcs tried to brand Nazria with a hot iron on her forehead, but she struggled and ended up with a scar shaped like the number 3, stretching from her left cheek down to her jaw. To this day, she is sensitive about her brand and is quick to anger whenever it is pointed out. During her years in the fighting pits, Nazria received training in axes and hand-to-hand combat, and quickly earned glory for her brutality and her fearlessness. Although she was a skilled and ferocious fighter, Nazria's lust for blood quickly cooled as her captors forced her to fight against innocents, animals, and even fellow slaves in the pits. After 27 years of fighting in the pits, Nazria won her freedom by challenging and defeating the boss orc in hand-to-hand combat. She escaped on horseback in the ensuing chaos, taking only her great axe and the boss orc's amulet with her. Now 60, Nazria lives her life as a vagrant, wandering from town to town, often using her skills as a deadly fighter to pay for food and lodging. She is still haunted by her memories of the fighting pits, and is quick to anger when reminded of her captors and her days as a slave. The day she escaped, she swore she would track down the slavers responsible for her misfortune and coat her great axe in their blood.
No beast short of 2 grown men? That's absurd!
Aye. He doesn't take local bounties for small fries. Leave that to the local hunters.
How does such a man live off a statement?
Some will pay a pretty penny, or that of a small fortune, when the price is out of their reach.
You're speaking gibberish, old man, but I'll indulge you for 1 minute longer. Humor me. How does this man even begin to hunt such a beast?
Ha! How does he hunt great beasts? He's a crafty one, you see, a tinker of sorts. And of course, to hunt beasts of that size, you need a weapon of size. He carries a bow, a great bow, he calls it, taller than you or I. He claimed that he crafted all the strange gear for it himself as well. He's the kind you really can't miss or mistake, playing around with all those tools, armor, and weapons. But his methods are still mysterious, and he refuses to let any of our local hunters go with him on his tours and hunts.
Well, what kind of man is he? Surely someone so monstrous must have a matching personality.
On the contrary, he's a very warm and kind-hearted man, although he doesn't speak much of himself and keeps conversations fairly brief.
Where's he from? Are there more like him?
There are only rumors. Like I said, he keeps himself very private. Some say he was not from this land at all, and it's customary to specialize in such exotic weaponry. Others say he was cast out and exiled, forced to find work as a freelancer. Even though we would like to know, he's never given a straight answer.
So tell me, where can I find him? If not these small bounties, I may know of some larger trophies that could attract his attention.
You know, we'd like to know the same thing. He's been sort of a regular, well, at least once or twice a month to visit and restock, as well as check for any new opportunities. But for the first time he hasn't shown. Who knows? Maybe some beast got the better of him at last.
Surely such a man wouldn't fall to mere beasts. Perhaps there is something more.
The name's Tal. If anyone ever wants something hard to get or needs dirt on somebody, then they can come to me. I might be young, but I take care of my own. I grew up an orphan in Ravenmoor. The orphans here are a little special, but even then I was always singled out. Once a month or so, I'd black out and wake up the next day, sometimes naked in the forest outside the city. And one time, I even woke up in my cot hugging a dead horse. The blood took forever to get out. Mandus, that's the guy that takes care of us orphans, taught us how to survive, and always made sure we had a hot meal. No thanks to the local lord and lady, the Cranstons. The Cranstons and their lackeys have always had it out for the poor in Ravenmoor. Now I've decided to get back at those nobles and fight to make Ravenmoor and any other city I come across a decent place, no matter where you come from, even if it means getting my hands a little dirty.
There is a story passed down in my tribe that tells of the exodus of the Tieflings. 3 generations ago, Asmodeus, overlord of the 9 hells, drove the Tieflings from their home in Nessus. As they fled, my great-grandmother, Shatari Frilia Kulov, who was blessed with the gift of powerful raw magic, managed to open a door to another plane, allowing a handful of them to escape the 9 hells. Chased out of the only home they ever knew, and transported to a strange new world, the material plane, the Tieflings took up a nomadic lifestyle as they searched for a new place to call home. My great-grandmother became known as Mother Aegis, the legendary Tiefling sorcerer who saved our kind from extinction. 80 years passed, and the raw magic that my great-grandmother possessed was passed down through her bloodline. Her daughter and her daughter's daughter went on to become the next leaders of our tribe, but their at times chaotic magic became a source of fear rather than comfort. Even now, whispers of dissent echo from the shadows. When I overheard whispers concerning my own raw magic, I knew I had to prove myself. So I gathered a handful of my peers, and I set out to show them I was in control. Unfortunately, all I managed to prove was that my magic was in control of me. During an intense struggle against a giant lizard-like creature, my raw magic swept me away from the field of battle. I awoke sometime later in an unfamiliar meadow. There was no sign of my peers, nor of the great lizard. I was alone. Days of wandering brought me to the outskirts of Ravenmoor, where a young man named Tal helped me get back on my feet. I realize now that until I learn to control my magic, I'm not but a danger to those around me. I can't return to my tribe until my magic and I are in harmony.
Alrighty, welcome back. We'll go ahead and get this session kicked off with a little bit of a recap of last session. Last session, 3 of our anti-heroes awoke in a dungeon after passing out in a bar at some point before. Those 3 adventurers being Tal and Harmony and Nazria. They broke free of their jail cells.
One of us did.
Well, you all broke free, but one of you literally broke free.
I just kind of sat and waited.
And then made their way up the stairs and found themselves in a room full of alchemical components and bubbling beakers, with the center of the room being adorned by this brass chair in which sat this metallic being. Tal bravely, or perhaps foolishly, pulled a lever which
Bravely.
activated,
Foolishly.
which ended up activating our 4th anti-hero, Hunter, the Warforged fighter. And then after a little bit of exploring and trying to find their way out of the dungeon, encountering dangers such as an animated suit of armor and sword, or a cursed necklace, and spike traps, they eventually found their way to a room from which they could hear muttering beyond a doorway, and setting up a trap, They took up positions hiding from the person who they heard, and Hunter then threw a stone against the door, causing a ruckus and drawing the attention of someone on the other side of the door. And that's where we left off, so that's where we'll pick up. So if I recall correctly, all of you made stealth rolls except for Hunter, and
Yep.
I have those recorded.
My back is right next to the door behind me. I guess there's a door next to me.
Yep.
I'm facing the right door or the left door? I don't remember
The
which
left
one.
door.
Oh, I'm facing the left one. Okay. Cool. And then you're
I'm out of your way.
You rolled a critical stealth roll because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
standing right next to a painting of a dwarf, and so you're completely camouflaged.
I'm like that.
You're right behind the door,
Yeah.
and then you're behind something.
I think I'm behind a statue.
Yeah.
The room was filled with all these statues, and they're sort of carved out of this dark, not black, but a darker stone with like occasional white flecks and things like that. And they're of all sorts of different races, and they all have little annotations at the bottom, but you didn't really take any time to read anything.
Should we have?
I don't
No, that's
remember
fine.
that.
That's fine.
At that
think you
point
can
in the
read.
session, I was rushing and didn't describe this, but anyways.
Okay.
That's the sort of room you're in, and there's just rows of these statues throughout the room. And one of them was slightly broken, and that's where you got the rock you threw the door.
Yep.
So, we did not do any sort of character descriptions, so I figured you guys could probably go around and describe your position in the room as well as your physical appearance for the viewers. So.
Okay, I guess we'll start with me. So, Tal is about a 5'8" or so human, tan skin, slightly feline features. I have irises that kind of look like a cat, actually, and kind of long fingernails. And I'm standing right behind the door waiting for this guy to come out.
With your short sword, right?
Nothing's readied at the moment,
That's okay.
actually.
Okay.
He needs his claws.
And then the camera pans around over to Harmony, who is standing behind a statue.
Very good panning skills. So I'm a tiefling. So I have a nice tail, horns. My horns are kind of they curl to the back of my head like that.
Jealous.
I've got dark pink magenta skin, purple kind of wild curly hair, and silver eyes. No irises, no pupils, just completely silver. And I'm hiding behind a statue with my staff ready.
Camera pans to Nasria, standing in front of a painting of a dwarf.
Yeah.
I look
So-
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Eyes.
So I'm a dwarf. I'm about a little shorter than I am in real life, so like 4'6". Copper hair, green eyes, and I'm brandishing 2 hand axes, and I'm just like ready to go. Like as soon as the door opens, just like boom, 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 like that.
You forgot your most
Just like urn
distinctive
breaking.
feature.
Oh, and I've also got a scar on my cheek from my days when I was a slave in the fighting pits. But I don't like to talk about that.
And no one else should either.
No one else should
And then
either.
finally the camera sweeps all the way around the room and back over to...
But it has to back up a bit because Hunter is almost twice the size of Nasri. Maybe not twice the size. He's like almost. I think he's like pushing 7 feet, and he looks kind of like this. I don't know if you can see that on the camera.
You can.
Okay, that's what he
Oh wait,
looks
can I
like.
show my picture too?
Don't show that
That is
picture.
not
Some people have some modicum of
So he's Warforged. He's like a half construct, half humanoid kind of thing, and his main weapon is a great bow, and that's what I am ready with. And I'm aiming at the door, waiting for this high-pitched enemy to come through, so I can fire at him.
So then as you guys are waiting,
might just be a person.
He's
You
dead
hear-
anyways.
you hear the footsteps coming down the hallway, and they're slow and cautious.
I do have an attack ready though this time.
Okay.
Oh, I do too.
Okay.
Later, too.
They're very light as well. They aren't heavy footfalls, and they're kind of quick.
Like a pitter patter.
Yeah.
Like a small dog?
Actually, I just said they're slow and cautious. I lied. They aren't. They aren't quick.
They're slow,
They're
cautious,
very
quick.
cautious, but they're very
light.
light.
This is very confused.
He gets up.
Is he drunk?
Gets up near the door, and this door, unlike the other ones that you've come across, it has the same window in there with the bars, but it has like a metal plate that slides across the back of that. The metal plate slides back, and there's it almost looks like a sailor's spyglass that they would use to see long distances. It pokes out through the grate and swivels around the room. And okay.
Just put my back against the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna hold very still, like a statue.
Yep.
Okay. But as you're doing this, a voice suddenly then echoes throughout the room, and it's this high-pitched, very nerdy voice.
Do the voice.
I will try. I'm not good at voices. It goes, "Prototype 37? What are you doing here? And who is your friend?" And the door doesn't move at all. It's just looking, this like periscope thing looking up through the window.
Didn't see me.
I shoot the periscope.
You shoot the periscope?
Yeah.
Roll an attack.
Okay.
It's a very small target, so make it a disadvantage.
Okay. Okay, so I got a 16 and 19, plus 10 to each, so that's 26 and 29.
Yeah,
So, it's dead.
your massive arrow
Periscope
goes
is very
lancing
dead.
out across the room, and there's a high-pitched shriek as it goes lancing towards the door, and it connects with the periscope that's poking through the grate, which shatters, and then instantly the metal plate across the door goes flying shut, and you hear a thunk of something being set against the door, and then the voice continues, "What are you doing, 37?
Alright.
This is not what you're programmed for."
Don't really know how to respond, but I'm not going to talk to him.
Okay. Well, if you won't answer, I'll talk to the one with the horns standing behind the statue all conspicuously.
Ooh.
How did you get out of your cell?
I'm just gonna point and be like,
What have you done to 37?
I woke him up and he's angry with you.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. I created him.
I think we should just leave. Alright, so I'm going to just open the door behind me and walk that way.
Okay. So you do.
Yeah, okay, so see ya.
You end up in another hallway.
Okay.
This one is unlit. It's very dark.
you just walk away.
I'm
You
glad
shut the door and barred it. What else can we do? I don't really care about talking with him. I'm going to kill him.
Well, good.
Did you say anything more, or just?
No.
Okay,
He
so
just left. I'm like,
And then the voice just continues to shout. He just keeps saying things like, "Oh, Lord Cranston's gonna be really angry if I let you out of here. What am I gonna do? You're not getting out. I'll tell you that now."
if you want to stop us, why don't you come out and stop us like a man?
Well, I don't have to do that. I just have to keep you from coming through here. And he just does the door.
That's it. Nazir rushes out the door and she's like, "Open this door, you bastard!" And she takes out her axe and she's gonna she's gonna freaking just slice at that door with her battle axe.
Okay.
So do I do a thing?
Cursing acknowledged.
I mean, you can hit it, no problem. So just roll damage.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Damage is
You can hit a door.
You
Cursing
can hit it.
encouraged.
is there 2 ways in this hallway?
I
or
encourage
one?
one.
The hallway you are in goes down a little ways, 15 feet or so,
Straight?
and then turns sharply to the right.
Okay.
And it's very dark.
Would a
Okay.
14 do a lot of damage?
Yeah, it would do quite a bit of damage. You put a sizable hole
Yes!
in the door, and as you pull your axe back, you can get a little bit of a glimpse into the other side, and you see this gray-skinned, smaller than you, figure. He's wearing this chain shirt, and he has pointed ears. He's got this really wispy gray hair that juts out at the sides.
Ooh.
He's got spectacles that are these massive spectacles that are magnifying his eyes.
He looks like my granddad.
Yeah, and
So I'm gonna call after Hunter.
and he looks really surprised, and he's basically screaming now that you've got the door.
Okay,
There's
With
a
the
sizable
hole.
hole in the door.
In the
Can I
hole.
cast Fireball on him?
I'm gonna call back
It's not
Hunter.
well. If you got really up close, you probably could. but it's not from far away. It's not that sizable. It's like a couple inches wide.
I'm gonna call back Hunter and be like, "Get back here! Help me get down this door!"
Okay, so I'm like halfway through this hallway, and I hear this yelling, I'm assuming. And then I'll turn around. I'll come back through.
Okay.
I'm gonna go stick my staff in the hole and cast Firebolt.
Okay. And as you go to do that, as you get up close, you can see he's now retreating backwards at like a full dash, as fast as his
Little legs, little pitter-patter legs.
Little deep gnome legs can take him. And he goes running back to a room at the very far end of the hallway and shuts another door.
Can we get the door open now?
Yeah.
Or is it like...
If you like reach through and lift the thing.
Well, it's not really a big enough hole you can reach through.
Can I attack again?
Yeah, sure. You can keep chopping at the door all you
Chop
want.
the door down,
Keep chopping the door.
Nazria.
Leave it to
That's
me.
what you're good at.
5 plus 4 is
Just
9.
houses.
Okay, this time you target a different place,
Destroying
and you cut into the door again, and you get a good chunk of it to pull out after your attack.
Can I fit through it now? I'm
Not
very
yet.
small.
You could reach your hand through though.
Can I lift the bar or whatever's blocking it?
Yeah, so there's
away?
you reach up and you feel there is a heavy wooden bar reaching or covering across the door, and you can just push it up and pop it out, and it goes fluttering on the floor.
Yay! So is the door open?
We should take that with us because I like that noise.
Kick the door
And
down.
just roll it around.
What are you waiting for?
Okay, so I'm
Kick the door
back
down.
I kick the door down like this. Whoopah! Except with my
in,
legs.
and you guys just see me just doing this, like face palming, and I'm like, all right.
This is so cool right now. You should be impressed with how cool I am.
I'm gonna run down the hall to the next door.
Okay.
See if it's locked.
And on your way down, this hallway's well lit as well, but it's about 30 feet long, and as you run down, you pass a metal door set into the stone walls. But he ran all the way down the hall to another wooden door at the very end of the hall.
Can I cast Firebolt on the wooden door?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Destructive.
Roll damage.
That's why I
Burn down the door.
Let's look for keys.
Screw keys.
That thing's done.
That's not fun.
A strong 3.
I know. 3.
The firebolt itself.
But flammable objects catch fire.
I'm aware. The firebolt itself splashes against the door, and the flames lick out across the door. And at first, it doesn't look as if it's done really any damage at all. It doesn't even leave much of a scorch mark. But then, just the smallest section of the door catches onto fire, and it begins to burn.
Ooh, can I chop it now?
And you just hear screaming from the other side, and then there's all this metal clanging and a lot of swearing.
While the demolitions team is doing all of their jobs, I'm gonna go ahead and look around the hall and see if our lovely little Inspector Gadget here had dropped anything useful. And then I'm gonna take a nice long look at that metal door. See if I can't figure out a way
which
to
metal
get it
door?
open.
There was a metal door in the
Along
middle
the
of the way
way.
down the hallway.
Oh,
Yeah.
on the left or right side?
Left side.
So.
I
Do we need to
know,
like
with it. I want that
investigate
now.
something or yeah?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
I meant to look
Oh,
down
that's
this
not
door.
bad.
I forgot my D.
That is not half bad.
12 already. Wait,
so
16?
minus 1 plus
Yes.
2 plus
Okay.
1, 17.
Okay. As you are looking left and right as you sort of stroll down the hallway, you see something catches your eye, a little glint on the floor over by the door. And it's this little circular container of reddish, orangish liquid.
Alright, so he made Kool-Aid. I'll pick up their container and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Nodding, satisfied.
Yeah, and then you make your way over to the door, and what are you going to do with the door?
I just want to inspect it and see if I can actually pick it or not.
I mean, it's easy enough to see there are actually like 2 or 3 locking mechanisms on this door.
Okay.
But, do you have thieves' tools?
I don't have any thieves.
So I'm walking by.
You could improvise it? It'd be difficult. What are you doing?
I'm gonna be here too, and I'm looking at this door, and I'm like, don't you have a key ring?
Keys. I gave you that ring of keys earlier.
It's true.
Oh.
I have a ring of keys. I'm gonna go systematically and try every single key
Okay.
Pretty
And-
stupid of them to leave it in that.
It
Yeah.
takes you a minute to get through all of the keys.
Yep.
None of them work.
Okay. He's probably.
Meanwhile,
positive.
the door has started to seriously catch fire and smoke.
I'm just very pleased
All right.
with myself.
I'm gonna
It's
go.
definitely blackened and charred.
I'm gonna like wave everyone around me and like kick the door and see if
Okay.
I can knock it down since it's all charred down
Just
and
roll
stuff.
a strength check.
Strength check.
That was
Okay.
the plan.
Let's see if my wimpy legs can handle this because I couldn't do the portcullis before. Okay, that's okay. I got 18.
Okay. Your foot goes straight through the door.
Okay.
And as you do, it basically
Nice.
crumples inward, leaving a big enough hole that, well, you gather you could just push your way through because it's
All right.
broken enough. But, the hole that was left is definitely big enough for Nazria, and you guys could probably duck through. On the other side of the door, you see all the way across, like this 50-foot circular room, standing at the very back edge with a dagger in one hand and another one of those spherical bubbling or reddish orangish liquid containers in the other hand is this deep gnome with the crazy wispy hair and the big spectacles. Sitting atop his shoulder now at this point is a like a mechanical version of the claw that attacked Harmony earlier. And it seems to be just sort of perched up on his shoulder, ready for action. And then all around the room, let me just double check. So there are tables at various points in the room, sort of set up as like different workbenches, and each of them have all these metallic parts on them. And there's a bunch of metallic parts that almost look like scrapped pieces of humanoid constructions off to the sides of the rooms as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna ready my great bow.
Okay, and I think this is a good point to roll initiative.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Wait, can I like try to appeal to him? Can I be like, drop your weapons?
Yeah,
and
you
no one
can
gets
do
hurt?
that on your
diplomacy.
turn.
Do a
You don't
diplomacy
have to
check.
attack, just
Can
because.
I do
Is there-
intimidation?
It'd be intimidation,
Yeah.
I bet.
So
Yeah.
did they replace diplomacy from what 3rd and 4th edition? What is it now?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Oh.
Wait, what is this? You know the cool thing about this? It's a 20.
That was a good
You know the
water
cool
pump.
thing about this is?
Sorry. It was
There is initiative.
Oh, you
Don't
go
forget to write your
So-
initiative down on your card.
Yeah.
Alright.
Shoo.
Cards, please.
16 plus 2 is...
I don't roll well. I might be the
Nice.
unlucky roller.
Woo.
Alright. Give our two.
Whew.
Maybe I'll just fly
And
into a
Cal's
rage.
going first as always.
That's
Hey,
go.
you guys are fast this time.
We're angry.
Have you
Wow.
seen mine though?
You shut the door on our face twice.
3 of us are fast this time.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Alright.
was that sarcasm? Because I know I'm definitely not fast.
And Cal, you've got the first move.
Ooh.
Okay. About how far away is Mr. Deep Gnome?
He's 50 feet across the room.
50 feet.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
It's a really big workshop with a whole bunch of tables and a whole ton of mechanical.
Does he have
parts
cover,
everywhere.
or is he just in the open?
Actually, since he's so short, he's basically like you can barely see the top of his wispy hair over all these tables in the room. He's pretty well covered.
Okay.
Okay.
And what else is actually around on the tables? Has anything started to move?
No, it's just all a bunch of these mechanical things. It's kind of really a jumble everywhere.
Okay.
Really difficult to tell any bit of metal
That's the
apart
range.
from the rest.
So why is
Okay.
it different?
So-
Because if you throw it,
I'll take a dash.
this is
That's
the
my
Oh,
action.
this is the throwing range,
And I'm
and
going
this
to
is
use
the
50
maximum
feet
range
of
if you throw
movement,
it.
and I'm going to run right up to his
at-
face.
Okay,
After,
you've
after
got a couple
20 and up
tables
to
in your
60,
way,
it's
so you
only
could
one
fall
of
over
those.
them?
It's
Okay,
disadvantage.
make an
And then
acrobatics
anywhere
check.
between 1 and
Okay.
20, I think, or 5 and 20, it's regular, I
Oh.
think.
Maybe not so good.
They're low tables.
Yeah. Not proficient. 8.
Okay. You go to vault over one of the table. You get right up next to it, and you realize I don't have enough momentum for this, and you jog around it.
You just nope at the table. Nope.
Okay. You know
Nope.
what? I'm a horse. I'm a little shy.
Yeah, but you can get pretty close to him, weaving in and out of the tables.
Alright. About
Probably
how far away?
within 15 feet. Because
Okay.
how far can you go on a dash? You said
60.
60? Yeah, you can get within 10 feet, I'd say.
Okay.
I'm like
Well,
laughing.
And then
What was your experiment number?
I don't know.
What was his experiment?
I think I
37.
left because I didn't really
It
care.
was 37.
Okay.
We're already
And next up is
realized
Nazria.
it would be
Ooh.
taken. What's-
I'm just gonna be glaring at him.
I'm gonna run at him with my great axe and take a swing. Oh wait, no, he's 50 feet away.
So you could try throwing something at him.
Oh yeah, I'll throw my hand axes. Can I run and then throw my hand axes?
Yeah,
You can
Okay.
one.
I'm gonna do that.
I think she can only throw one, but that's fine.
Okay.
So you can run up. What's your speed?
25 feet?
25 feet. Do you want to try and go over the tables or around?
Which is faster?
Over
Wait.
the tables is faster if you can do it.
I probably can't do it. They will go around.
So you
They're
can
pretty
probably
tough tables.
Yeah, he can't do it.
you can get within 35 feet of him. What's the range on a hand axe when thrown?
20/60.
Okay, so you can make your attack, but it'll be at disadvantage
Okay.
because you're out of the
I'll do
initial
it.
range. Okay,
I'll do it.
make an attack.
So I just roll twice?
Take the lower.
Okay.
Okay. 10 plus 6 is 16?
Okay, and there's junk in the way, but you manage to just get the perfect shot as you're running past the table. You throw the hand axe, and it connects with him right in his shoulder,
Yes!
and roll damage.
Well played.
Woo!
Well played
3
indeed.
plus 4 is 7.
Okay. Someone didn't write down his hit points.
Wonder who that could have been.
Okay. Then that brings us to, unless you have a bonus action.
Kind of wanted to take
Uh,
hostage, but I think he's gonna
Shoot,
die.
I wanted to fly into a rage.
Okay. You can rage.
Okay, I'll do it now.
You throw it and then you're angry.
Yeah.
And then it brings us to Hunter.
Okay, so I can get through the door without problems.
Yeah, you kind of have to break
So I have
more
to,
of the
like,
door away, but
Just push
you
it out of the way. Okay. So
and this giant metallic man.
so you're
keeps
saying
pushing
that
his
he's
way
like really
through a
hard to
flaming
see.
door.
So I'm assuming I can't just like shoot him after I step through.
Yeah,
This is
you'd have
too
to
low.
get a good angle on him, so you'd have to get a little bit closer
How close or how much of an angle in the?
to
Can I
get a
move
good
left
angle.
or
You
right?
probably have to move, around the room, maybe
Okay, let's do that.
25 feet or so.
5 feet. Oh jeez. Okay. I don't know what my movement is. It is.
I'm only 30.
Should be about 30.
I don't have it. Oh, it's 30.
Okay.
Okay, so I can do that. I could move 30, set up, and fire, I guess.
Okay.
Do that. I'll move left, I guess. Or clockwise. Alright. Natural 20.
Okay, you
So
hit.
he's gonna get shot in the face.
So what you do now is you roll
Head's gonna get
double the damage dice. So you roll the dice twice.
Roll the dice twice. Okay.
And then
Alright.
obviously add all of the modifiers that you get.
Do I apply the modifiers twice or just once?
Just once for the modifier.
16.
Okay. And your arrow goes and
I'm
sticks-
really mad about this
It
guy
sticks
because he
straight in
made me
his
what I
chest.
am.
and he crumples down to the floor.
Okay, good.
And he just kind of stays down, screaming as it hits him.
Yeah, that was like all of my hatred that my robot body could have.
In that one arrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no,
do you
very
do me a
nice.
favor and plug this in?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna even forgot to plug in the laptop.
Okay, I think we should, like,
Graceful.
Oh, alright,
bind
it's
him up
terrible.
and capture him and get information.
We're not
He's
leaving
dead, I think.
initiative just yet.
Oh.
I'm.
But his hands are still there.
Yeah, that
Oh,
creepy hand thing.
Yeah.
And as you do this, as you shoot into him, there's a rustling of metal plates from the edge of the room, one of them quite close to you.
Okay.
The other pretty close to the door where Harmony is still standing. And these two skeleton-like figures, but made entirely out of, or they look to be made entirely out of metal, rise up off the ground, just clanking as they rise. And one of them has a like a bow, just sort of fixed in its hand. And then that's the one that is over by you.
Okay.
And then the one that is over next to the door has a short sword sort of welded to it, as the skeletons did last time as well. And they're going to, one of them attack Harmony, who is right next to, and the other one is going to shoot at Nazria, who is
I like how we went for a diplomatic approach.
Yeah.
All I did
Oh,
was
yeah,
run
that
down the door.
didn't
You guys decided to fight.
So the one on Harmony is 11 to hit.
That's my AC.
Okay. Okay, and then on Nazria, it is 13 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so 1 hit on Harmony. And you take 3 piercing damage as this short sword pierces into you.
I scream.
What are you at now?
4.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, Nazria's goal now is to protect you.
Wait, you didn't even go yet though.
I haven't gone yet.
Nope,
It's
she
not her
was
turn
slow.
yet.
I rolled a 3.
So there's one at the door, and then there's one at the north side of the room. Is what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, one over by where you ran to.
Okay.
And he took a shot at Nazria.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then so
Okay.
now it's
I'm out of spells.
Perfect.
Nope, not yet.
Oh.
Then the claw that is on the deep gnome's body springs up and scurries forward towards the person closest to it, who I think is Tal.
Yep.
And it leaps up at his face.
Ooh.
Those things hurt. Look
face
out.
huggers. No.
Those things really hurt.
They'll go like this.
Bad.
And it is 14. That's your AC.
Nope, 15.
Okay,
Ooh.
and you're good. It goes leaping up
It
at you,
just
and as it
flies
flies
by
towards you, you bat it out of the air, and it goes skidding across the ground.
Oh.
Okay.
And now it is Harmony's turn.
But now you just piss and kill the skeleton.
I'm just really scared.
It's okay, we're not gonna let you die. Yet.
My firebolt is a ranged attack. So if I attack the skeleton that's on me, it would be at disadvantage.
Yep.
If you did on the other one, would it be an attack of opportunity, or would it be like a?
No, attack of opportunity
Combat
is if
casting
it
type of
leaves
thing?
your melee range.
Yeah, I think if you attack someone who's still at range, you can do it without
Without,
disadvantage.
yeah.
But I think if you attack the one that's right up next to you, it's at disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I'll have to double check.
Okay, so I'm going to firebolt the hand
Okay.
because I have a grudge against the one that clawed me in the face. And I'm also going to yell, Tal, get this thing off me! As I firebolt the hand.
Okay.
Roll your attack.
14.
14. Okay, the firebolt goes out and it collides with the hand. Roll damage.
Right.
Okay.
Metal hand.
7.
Ball of
7.
fire.
Okay.
Fire damage.
And this hand was not built to withstand that much damage, and it just, as your firebolt strikes it, it explodes into a bunch of pieces that go clattering out across the
Yes! That felt good.
Alright.
Now, and I can't really leave or I provoke another attack, so I'm going to stay where I am. Yes.
Okay.
That'd be good.
Bringing it back up to Tal.
Alright, I'm gonna head straight back. How close can I get to the skeleton on Harmony?
You're only halfway through, right? Fish?
Yeah, it's basically exactly the way you came, so you can go straight back there with the dash.
Okay. Then what I'll do instead is I'll use a bonus action to do another Crimson Right
Okay.
on one of my daggers, giving it some thunder damage. So now I only have 9 max HP. Keeps
Oh my
going
gosh.
down.
Does that come back after a long rest, or is it just...
It'll come back when I dispel it,
Oh, okay.
but it won't come back as healing. I'm gonna have to actually like recover that HP again.
I understand.
I don't understand.
Then I cut myself to make
That's okay.
myself
That's
stronger.
fine.
Anyway, I'm gonna run 30 feet towards her, and I'm gonna take that dagger and I'm gonna throw it at the skeleton.
Okay. The one that's on her, I assume.
Yes. So they're 2060, so I believe I should be in regular range.
Should be just fine.
Maybe not.
Hit Harmony.
Maybe not. A 10.
Okay. And your dagger goes
No!
lancing out of your hand, crackling with lightning as it goes.
Not so good.
And it strikes against the metallic form of the skeleton and just bounces right off. It does not pierce at all.
Man,
What the hell was that?
Hit it with the hilt.
metal's not my favorite thing. Okay? I'm trying here. Table scared me.
Bringing it to Nazareth.
But how could
ran too
Nazria
far the
run
first
back
turn.
to this skeleton
Sorry.
and that would be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nazria heard the scream after felling the dude and is gonna run over there with her great axe.
Yeah, after you did it.
And just
Uh-huh.
like that.
Which one are you attacking?
The one with the sword.
The one that's on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
Save the princess.
14 plus 6 is 20. Not natural.
Okay, yeah, it definitely hits. Your axe digs into the armored skeleton.
Oh, and I'm in a rage, so I get +2
She is in a rage.
damage.
That's true.
I am so angry.
Do your damage.
Ooh.
11 plus 4 plus 2.
Dang.
17.
Okay.
Nice.
I am so strong.
And this is level 1, people.
You realize
Barbarians are
you
scary.
learn from Tal's mistake, basically, and you realize that piercing and slashing aren't going to do too much against these fools. You turn your axe sideways and bludgeon the thing, break it right in half, and it goes splitting off into 2 different pieces across the floor.
And then I just go like this.
I'm just gonna kind of be like, huh, so that's how you do it.
Very, very cool.
That was nothing.
Hunter.
Okay, so I'm
That was
gonna
nothing.
change out weapons, longsword and shield instead. Is that a bonus action?
I think you can do that as a
As
just
free
your
action.
turn.
Just a free.
Okay. So I do that, and then I position myself in front of, like in between wherever it's standing and the rest of the party, and then I'm gonna take a swing.
Okay.
Because you said it's right next to me, right? So I can just walk over to
so
it.
it's a little ways away from you, but you
Can I
yeah.
make it there and do
you
that?
can get
Okay.
there, no problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a swing. It's not so good of a swing. 14.
14. Your sword goes clattering against the armor, and just like Tal's dagger, it seems to glance off.
Okay.
Seemingly you didn't quite
Told
get
you
the
it
right
wasn't
angle.
just me.
Get on my level, guys. Come on.
I know.
The skeletons, and he's right up next to you, so he's...
All he has is a bow, though, right?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
he's going to take a step back after your blow, so you can take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'll do that.
Ooh.
No, I'm not pass. 16.
That will hit, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll 1d8. And I got an 8 plus strength, which is 3, so 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he sweeps his bow back around the room, and with seemingly more intelligence than the previous skeletons had, he ascertains that Nazria is a big threat right now. And he's going to take a shot at Nazria.
Can I, like,
Bring it.
try and do something? Is there any way to do that?
Well, that's why he stepped back from
Okay,
you, so you're not
alright.
in his way. So he's going to... It's not very good. It's 9 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so his arrow goes shooting through the burning door, off into the darkness of
And
the
hits
hallway.
Harmony,
No.
and she dies.
Hits no one.
And we're truly intelligent.
Just wait.
Okay. At which point, there is a... Hold on. Oh, I lost a card there. Okay. At which point, there's a rustling from the edge of the room where the gnome went down. And you see he's crumpled over, but he's chugging a liquid. He's not fully dead. He drinks a healing potion.
So much
HP.
What the heck?
He turns around.
Talked with him.
He turns around, fumbles with the wall, pulls out a brick, and
Oh, boy.
a hidden door in the wall swings open, and he goes running through it, and it closes behind him.
Oh.
Okay.
So
And then
let's
it's
go to the
Harmony's
last room.
Must be the last boss.
So the skeleton with the sword is down.
He's dead.
The only one left is the one with the bow.
Which is over by Hunter.
And that's about...
Can I make it to the door, the hidden door, without going into the range of the other one?
The skeleton? Yeah. I
Without
mean, the
going
skeleton
into
has a
melee
bow.
range.
This one has a bow.
I meant melee range.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have a melee attack. It's just got a bow.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna beeline for the hidden door and pull the same brick out.
Are you going to go over the tables or around them?
You're gonna follow the bad guy by yourself, half dead.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
Over the tables.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Damn straight I will. So good at acrobatics, I rolled an 11.
Okay, total.
Yes.
All right. It's not hard. I mean, these aren't high tables.
It's kind of hard.
They're
all
designed for a
getting
gnome, so I mean...
You go, it's not graceful. You go and you leap over one of the tables that's right next to you. Your foot catches, you trip a little bit, catch yourself on the next one, use your momentum to push yourself up over that one.
Everyone's just,
recover
like
from that a
watching
bit,
you.
and you make it over to the other
Even
edge
the
of the room.
skeleton.
Even the skeleton's like
He's like,
watching
hold
you.
it.
And you
Break
pull
out
out
and
the
open
brick,
the door.
and you see him going down a long stone corridor and disappear around
Can
the
I
corner to the left.
Use double movement to.
The room is 50 feet long, so you basically had to do
So
that
I had
get
to
there.
use double movement just to get that. Okay.
But you
That's-
can do that.
That's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
Then we are up to Tal.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pick up my dagger off the ground. And since these two have it completely under control, I'm gonna go after Harmony. Going like, no, wait, no, stop, you're dead.
Not dead.
You're almost dead, and I'm
Come
gonna chase
on!
after her with the dagger.
Okay. And
I'll go
you
over
can
the tables.
Okay. Acrobatics check.
I was so grateful, you guys.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
This time,
Finally.
You know those tables.
He's had
Back
a
to
chance
hand.
to practice.
first of all, you know how much of a run-up you need. Second of all, as you go running at this table, you find this instinct takes over you, and you are able to completely leap over it, almost as if it were some sort of predator-like pounce. And you go soaring over the table, one at a time, and you end up in front of the door right next to Harmony.
Haha, I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Hey,
And I end my
he's getting
turn.
away.
Nazria.
Attack the thing.
Skeleton?
Yes.
So you go around the room,
Okay.
Yeah. And
or you throw it.
Oh, I was gonna go around and attack,
That's fine.
but I also rolled an 8 plus a 6.
But you're raging.
But
oh,
I'm
wait,
raging.
That's
Oh, no,
only
that's my
damage.
damage.
Sorry.
So 14.
Okay.
14.
And this time your axe catches on his arm,
Mm.
which is completely fully metal, and it just sort of catches there and doesn't find any sort of purchase in his actual body, and pull back the axe,
Aw.
unable to do any damage.
Okay.
It's a top skeleton.
Yeah.
So he's against a wall, right? Sort of. Okay, so I'm gonna since I know that my team is chasing him, I think I'm gonna just use my shield to pin this guy against the wall until she comes over.
Okay. Make a.
Would that be athletics?
An athletics check. Yeah.
Okay. That is 21.
Okay. You've got him completely pinned against the wall by your shield,
Okay.
and he's struggling to get out.
Yeah.
And his jaw is just
Okay.
flapping back and forth, angrily.
Okay.
But he can't move.
Good.
Cool.
And that'll let them get away safely.
Yeah.
And on his turn, he's going to try and break out. So roll another strength check. It's probably not going to do it.
I got a 22.
Yeah, and so he struggles some more and can't do a thing against your massive
I
size.
just shake my head at him.
No.
Potix then disappears around the corner completely. Yeah, well,
We
spoilers.
didn't know that, but spoiler.
The gnome disappears around the corner,
Sorry.
and you hear like a grinding sound, and then nothing. And it is Harmony's turn.
Double dash.
Okay.
Down the hall after Potix.
You get down the hall, you turn the left, there's another stone wall.
I'm gonna curse in Infernal
Okay.
very loudly and kick the wall.
Okay. It hurts, sort of, as you
It
kick the wall. It's a very
One
solid
point
wall.
of damage.
No, that's like a quarter of your health.
I know.
Something like that.
Can I look for another switch?
Yeah,
Another loose
and-
rock or something?
Yeah, just make an investigation check.
Excuse me. Ooh! 19.
Okay. You see this one brick that seems like it's slightly raised and actually receding back into the wall. And you figure that's probably another similar.
So I take it out.
Okay. And as you do, another stone doorway grinds open, and you can see another lit hallway that goes to some stairs.
I'm. Okay.
I don't know how much farther I can get.
That's about as much as you can do.
Okay.
And that brings us to Tal again.
I'm playing catch up. I'll just take a dash action and I'll fall right to Harmony.
Okay. And you get right up next to her, and you see she's got the door open, and there's.
And I
a
say,
stairwell
thank you,
heading-
milady, and I'll take a couple of steps into the room.
Okay. And then it's
Use your
Nazria.
speed
I'm
fast.
gonna attack this guy. He's still pinned.
Yeah, you
So
should,
you do so with
you should have
advantage.
advantage. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
nice.
the point. Yeah.
Nice. So I do 2
Maybe
rolls
plus
and get the
gentleman
better
rolls.
one.
Yep.
Okay. Not that one. Not that one. Okay. 16.
Should
Okay,
hit still.
that's enough.
Yay!
And since he's pinned, it's really easy. You just
16.
lay into him with your axe and get a really good hit into him. Roll some damage.
Okay. 12.
Plus raging.
Plus
Plus raging
raging.
damage.
So that is
Oh, geez, that's so much.
16.
And he was already pretty wounded
Yeah.
before.
Like, take off his head.
Yeah, since
Yeah.
you've got him pinned right against the wall, Hunter's got him pinned right against the wall. His head is an easy target. You go straight for it, lop it right off. It goes not really sailing because he's pinned against the wall, but it goes clattering up against the wall and then falls forward onto the ground, and then he goes limp
Okay.
behind your shield.
Did
And
they
then
drop?
I'm gonna step on his skull and crash.
No, wait, hang on. I like stop you for a sec. Did they drop the little gem thingies or
This one
anything?
didn't have gem things.
Or the other one? Any like valuables?
Their faces looked a little bit more similar to yours.
Emergency.
It was just sort of like these expressionless metal
Okay.
faces.
Oh.
So I'm gonna take a quick glance around now that that's done with, and I'm gonna see if there's anything worth taking or
Wait, can I
anything worth
crush his, can I
investigating.
crush his skull first?
You can, and I look
Okay,
at it. There's
like
nothing,
your
and I'm like, go ahead.
Hoppa! Like that.
Okay.
Is it cool?
And
Yeah.
it's metal, so it's really hard to crush.
So you just like.
But I'm really strong.
But you
so-
do get a little bit of a dent into it for sure.
Ooh, I'll
Okay,
teach him.
I'll take it.
Hey.
Then it is your turn, so if you want to look around, roll an
I do. I want to look
investigation
around a
check.
little bit. Investigation. Okay, that was not good. So I'm probably not gonna investigate very well. That is a 6.
Okay.
Nice.
There's a lot of metal parts here, and it looks definitely like he was trying to build something.
Anything
Similar
I
to
could
you?
use for myself?
There's a lot of metal here.
Like, can I, is it like a little bit like a scrap that I can
If
like
you
take
want to
with
take
me or
a long
something?
time to sift through
I
here,
don't.
then you might find something.
Okay,
But
so if
otherwise,
there's nothing
quick
like
glance,
immediately,
No.
okay. So I'm gonna just follow them, I guess.
Okay. Which brings us over to Harmony.
Running up the stairs.
Okay. You get up to the top of the stairs, and there is a ladder leading up to a trap door, which is actually just wide open. And it seems to lead up into some sort of... it's a wooden floor above, so the trapdoor is in a wooden floor, and it seems to lead up to some stone and wooden room.
And can I climb the ladder?
Yeah, you
there?
can basically get up to the top.
Okay. And look around. What do I see?
The first thing you see is that orb of reddish-orangish liquid coming barreling towards your face from across the room. But it's only 10.
No, that misses.
It goes shattering right behind you against a wall, and it erupts in fire.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Well, I would have taken half damage from that anyway.
It erupts in fire, and yeah, as you peek up your head, you can then see you're in what looks to be a church. There's these wooden pews that sort of lead up to an altar. It's got stone floors, stone walls, really high arcing architecture. And then into the window, or into the walls, there are set these stained glass windows. And then up at the very front, there's like a stone altar and like a raised pedestal where a preacher or someone might stand.
Okay.
And then at the very edge of the room, you can see this gnome dashing out of the door.
Okay.
Can I?
Is she near the front or the back
Can
of
I-
the church?
It's
Okay.
more near the back of the church. You're sort of off to the side of the little raised platform in the back.
Can I? Okay, this is what I want to do, and I want you to tell me if I can do this. I want to cast Thaumaturgy to slam the door shut.
Let me look at thaumaturgy.
I can shut or open doors and windows.
Then you can do it. What's the range?
You're gonna have to look that up because I don't have a card for that.
Infinite.
Infinite.
I don't know who said that.
You can do that.
Who said that? Hero. Why did you say that?
Did Hero say
It's
that?
probably like 60 feet.
30 feet. Yeah, you can do it. The church is not massive, so the door is just a little ways away, and he's just getting to it. You
Okay.
cast thaumaturgy.
No,
Okay.
I want to cast Thaumaturgy to slam the door shut, and it says I can cast it multiple times to have multiple effects.
I think you would need multiple actions to do that.
That's why I'm asking if I can do this.
So you can do
I
one
can
of
have
them.
up to 3 effects at once.
But for this one, you can do one of them.
Because this is what I want to do. Game plan. Slam the door shut. Like, climb out. Make the flames behind me look really creepy as fuck. And make my voice boom.
You can definitely do one of those in one action.
Because I slammed the door shut?
Yeah, well, I mean, if slamming the door shut is what you want to do, you can do that one.
That's
thing.
what I can do. Okay. Then I'll slam the door shut
Okay.
and climb up and try to, like, I don't know how much more movement I have.
That's about. You can slam the door shut and you can get up out of the thing and basically step out of the way. So
And
someone
I'm
else
going
can
to yell
climb.
at him.
What are you gonna say?
Stop right there, you ugly son of a bitch!
Okay, he doesn't stop to look at you until the door slams in his face and he runs straight into it and falls back on his butt.
Oh my.
And then that'll bring us back to Tao.
Okay, well, my friend is slightly angry.
More than slightly.
Well, I'm not going to run straight at the
That's
ladder,
what
but I'm
it
going
is.
to
Like
quick
from a
glance
church
around the
audience
room. Is there anything interesting in this room that I see?
It's basically in the church room.
Before I climb up the ladder.
Okay. It's basically just a stairway going up to a ladder. So there's like a small platform.
Okay.
It's not really a room.
Then I'm just going to go ahead and climb up the ladder.
Okay. And then you see the same church room that Harmony saw.
How far away is that door again?
About 25 feet away.
Within 30 feet.
Okay, then I'm going to take a dash and I'm going to run right in between this nameless gnome.
Okay. And you stand right over him, right in between him and the door. And I assume just sort of glare down.
And I'm just going to be like, really sorry.
Are
I'm
you though?
sorry! He's the one that was gonna
I'm really sorry. Ugh. I don't even think you were going to hurt us that much.
Okay. Which then brings us to Nazria.
I'm gonna run after them, I guess.
Okay.
Yep.
And you can basically get up to the top of the stairs,
Ooh,
I
okay.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But not quite climb the ladder.
Yep.
Then Hunter,
I'll be right with her, I guess.
Okay.
Do we have the same speed?
No, I'm slower.
she's a little slower. So you catch up and sort of overtake her. Get to the
Easily.
ladder a little bit.
Easily, I might add.
I'm not a robot, man, a bastard. Like that.
Knows.
Pretend I didn't hear that. Yeah, I'm raging.
And then the gnome stands up and he backs away from you. So you can take an attack if you want.
Nope.
Okay. And he goes backing away. His magnified eyes behind his spectacles are just completely wide, and he trips backwards over one of the pews, just swearing as he goes, "How did you guys get out? This wasn't supposed to happen."
Don't leave keys in the middle of the... It's not very smart. I'm just going to say.
He's in too much of a panic to even
Alright,
register.
he's not
but
paying attention.
he's just like on the floor, backed over a pew, just swearing and almost crying. And then it's Harmony's turn.
Are we still in initiative?
We can end initiative now at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
So tell us when we get there.
Basically, you climb up right after all this happens.
Okay, I'm pretty much going to ready my great bow.
Okay.
Option number one.
Thaumaturgy, making my voice boom,
Mm-hmm.
making the fire behind me look really intimidating, menacing and stuff. And I'm going to shout at him, "How dare you attack a tiefling with fire!"
Okay, roll
It is
a
kind of
intimidation check with advantage.
Nice. And I have proficiency in intimidation. I'm so excited.
5.
Not bad.
No, quite a bit better
25.
25. Okay,
It's very
he crawls towards you, just sort of on the ground, and with his head down. He's like, "Forgive me, forgive me! I was just doing what Lord Cranston said." And he's tears streaming down his face. And as you get a closer look at him, you can see he's got fingers missing that have been replaced with like mechanical fingers, and he's got sort of a crooked, broken nose almost. And like I said, he's got gray hair, so he definitely looks
A
old.
giant chest wound.
I'm gonna kneel
He does
down.
have a giant chest wound. He's bleeding, and he just sort of like is acting.
I'm gonna kneel down and press my staff into his forehead to make him look at me in the eye.
Okay.
And be like, "What were you planning to do to us?"
If 37 didn't take, Cranston's men would have come and performed the ritual, and we would have tried to make one of him with you.
What is he?
At this point, I'm like,
Well, he's my creation. He's a mechanical wonder. The next generation of super warriors. He's resistant to physical damage. He doesn't feel pain as strongly. He's gonna be a very powerful warrior when we're done.
Why did you take us?
I didn't. It was Lord Cranston.
Why did he take us?
Because I don't know. He wanted me to make more.
Why?
I don't know. They don't tell me, but they let me do my research and they let me build. That's all I know. Please don't kill me.
All right, I'm gonna walk over to Harvey and just kind of put my hands on her and be like, okay, you're real mad right now. Calm down. He's about to just start blabbering and we're not going to get any more information.
I've got really scary looking fangs, don't I?
He's very
You
scared.
have very terrifying.
Your fangs are like
Actually, I'm
completely
kind of
borrowed.
jealous of your fangs right now. But
You are going to let us walk out of here, and you're not going to say a word of this to Lord Cranston, or we will track you down and we will kill you.
He's gonna do the same thing.
I pretty much just say die, and I'm ready to take a shot.
Okay.
Now you die.
Am I standing in his way? It's like,
I mean, you can if you want to.
well, he
you've got
hasn't
your
said anything.
bow-
He's
Oh
just-
yeah, I'm ready. I'm just letting him talk for a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'll let him have this.
Okay. As soon as you want to
Alright.
fire, say the word.
Okay.
Unless one
don't
of you
waste
gets
your
in the way or
arrows.
something.
Nasri's gonna get in the way of that thing, stand over the guy, hold up her axe, and be very intimidating and say, if you tell Lord Cranston a word about our escape, I will put my axe personally through your skull. And I'm gonna say it really scarily.
You don't even have to roll an intimidate check because he's so terrified at this point.
Okay.
he's pretty much
He's
out.
terrified
He
of
looks
what
up
Did he
and-
get the message?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
better not say
still
anything?
just crying, and
Okay.
he moves over to you, and he's like groveling at your feet, and he's like, "I won't say a word. I'll leave town. I'll go somewhere else. I don't care. I just."
May I suggest another form of employment for you?
But tinkering is all I know.
I'm pretty much at this point gonna yell at her and be like, "Move!"
Tinker
You know-
on things that are not alive for a
You
change.
can make clocks.
That's a good idea. And he stands up, and he starts to sort of
You
back
have
towards the
until
door.
the count of 3 to get the fuck out of here.
He turns and
You know,
runs for
that's
the
not
door.
very
Okay,
smart.
right
You should
when
knock him
he's
out and lock him in the dungeon.
right when he's
I don't
in
wanna
a good
kill
shot,
him.
like a clear shot, I'm taking a shot.
Take your shot.
No,
Alright,
don't take a shot! I'm gonna knock him out. Can I knock him out?
Too late. He already ran off.
Oh man.
You can go after him.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go after me?
Oh man, I don't know.
Well, he said it first, so whatever
Okay.
he's doing
Yeah.
is doing.
25.
Yep, you hit him square in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
For 11.
Y'all are terrible. I'm the
He
nicest
goes
person
down
here.
this time, and there's a gurgle
Yeah,
and a cough of blood.
Neutral.
Neutral.
No,
Don't
you're
care.
chaotic evil at this
He
point.
doesn't move
Okay.
from his spot on the ground where he's
No,
just
I
splayed
didn't
down
kill him
there.
myself.
Alright.
I was gonna let him go.
I was gonna let him go too.
I was gonna let him go.
Waste
Nasri
of a
is
good
angry.
arrow.
You
Yeah.
can go pick it up.
Yep, I'm gonna take
You,
that
you
one.
can go pick it up out of him.
Yep. So I'm just gonna walk over to him, take my arrow, so I can just take this back. And then I'm gonna like search him real quick and see if he has any documents about me or something on him.
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. I'm really bad at this, so
All right, I'll go help him since he's
Uh,
dead.
So you can make
12?
it with advantage since he's helping.
okay.
Okay. Then I'll just
15.
do that.
15. Okay. He doesn't have any plans on him. Someone actually already picked up
Yep.
his Warforged
I have
plans.
We have.
I don't know you
plans
did. I wasn't there, so
The things he has on him, he's got his basically glove attachment that supplements his missing fingers. He's got mechanical fingers.
Okay.
He's got his spectacles, which have like a focus lens that he can like use to look at things
is it
minutely.
pretty much just because he has bad eyesight, or is it like worth something?
I'm just listing the things he has.
I might need that, so I'm gonna take
Okay.
those. Like
Um,
magnifying glass type stuff.
Then he's in his. He's got a little pouch tied to his side, and
Yep,
he's
like
got on his belt and in his pouch one potion of healing, which you've seen plenty of times, so you know what they look like. You know what they are.
Pretty much just hand it to Harmony
Oh,
because
thank you. I'm gonna drink it
He's
right now.
got a set of Tinkerer's tools.
Take
I
that.
need it.
Yep.
Then he
I think I have a
has
potion of greater healing.
one more
Yeah.
alchemical fire. Is what the orb of
Is it 2d4
liquid
plus
is.
2?
Okay.
I'm gonna snag that alchemical fire
Okay.
if you don't mind,
And
son.
then he has
Has no value to me.
a vial of black-looking liquid.
What is
Okay.
the healing potion 2d4 plus
2d4 plus
Plus
2.
2? Okay, I'm gonna drink it right now because I need it.
Okay.
You're gonna rest
Did anyone
soon.
else get hurt?
No.
Yeah, but I'm okay.
We're gonna rest soon, aren't we? So like.
We don't know that.
I don't know.
And I mean, I have another potion, so I'm just gonna drink this one right now.
It's not very sick.
All right. So black potion,
I'm back to
Yeah,
full.
he's got it's a small vial of black liquid.
black liquid.
And then one mechanical. It's a similar shape to the sphere of alchemical fire, but it's a metallic,
Another liquid.
It's not a liquid. No, it's a metallic sphere.
Metallic sphere.
Made of. It's got like cogs and things on the outside.
There's no
Seems
shiny,
like it's some sort of mechanical device.
Okay, I'll take that.
nothing sparkly, no
Okay,
gems.
is that all you
I'm
had?
not, I'm
That's all
not
I got.
doing
Okay, so I'm gonna grab his body, and I'm gonna go back to the trapdoor and just.
Wait, no!
Well, okay, I'm still walking. I think.
No,
at this
no,
point.
no, no, no. We should take him with us.
The corpse?
I'm like, what?
You were saying something
okay,
about
so
your,
at this
your
point-
dad or whatever.
All right, so I just dropped the
Yeah.
body, and I'm like,
This is good proof.
I'm just taking out the trash, and then so I'm like, if you want to deal with it,
I mean,
it's all
okay.
yours.
Okay, wait. Tal is part of a shady group.
We don't
I don't really
collect-
know much about it.
We don't collect corpses?
No, but you'd know how to get rid of it.
That's what I was going to do. But
Better
just-
than just like
right.
drop it in here.
The
Then
trap
it's
door?
obvious that
These-
we did it.
Why
Obviously,
don't you
Lord
just
Cranston.
chuck a bunch of firebolts at it and burn it?
all right, I already dropped it. I'm leaving now.
Is that what we want to
Straight
do?
out
We
the
just
door?
want to
Out the door.
in this flat.
Is there
little
like
church?
is there like in the churches are there like is there clothes and stuff
He
like
said it was wood.
robes or anything like that?
Yes.
I'm gonna grab like a
Wood.
big pair of
Okay.
robes
If you
like
take a
cover
minute
myself as
to
much as I can.
Look around. You can find there's a closet of what looks like
You
sort
don't
of
compare
ornamental
your dad is
priest
gonna wanna
robes.
see this
Okay,
body.
so I'll just-
They're all white
No,
and they
Whatever
Fine,
fits
it'll
me
be
the
fine.
best.
Okay.
If I can find something
Big-
for
the
an extra
biggest
extra
one.
extra large. Okay, I'm
And
gonna put
even that looks a
XXL.
little bit tight on you.
Okay,
but-
XXL robes.
You can throw him down the hatch. Sorry for stopping you.
It's all yours now. I'm done with that. You stopped me. I'm done. You can do it. And then I'm leaving.
Just gonna go drag him and toss him down the hatch. We don't need him anymore.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot it with a fireball as it goes down. Not a fireball, firebolt.
Fireball.
I can't
you-
cast fireball
As
on
you close
purpose.
the hatch,
Yet.
his body is just starting to smoke and burn down at the bottom,
Alright. Good deal.
Hopefully everything in there burns.
and everything.
I don't
is
think it
quiet.
will.
So let's get out of here.
So, gang, I think we should leave now.
Yeah.
I'm already like out the door.
Well, you
Where
know,
are you even going?
we helped him escape. We turned him on and helped him escape, and now he's just kind of like,
Gone.
doing his own thing.
what? How
Right.
how ungrateful. What a
Yeah.
jerk. I hope we never see him again.
Alright, so do you guys actually want to come with me? Because I have a place where at least we could get some rest. Would
That
be nice.
sounds really nice.
Use a rest.
Okay.
You're awesome, by the way. We should stick together.
You're really strong.
You're really strong.
Kind of
Alright.
scary.
You kind of saved my life a few times.
Sure,
Yeah.
though. What's the...
Stop.
Why?
Look at her
I'm
face.
still raging.
Look at her face.
Can't calm me down. At
Yeah.
Aw.
How long does rage last?
Yeah.
Forever.
Until
Forever?
Until there's a round where she doesn't take one deal damage.
This.
Yeah, that's how you figure. Still
All right.
raging?
Well, I
Okay.
think I could use a rest. So, if you know,
Do you
a place
a
where
safe
we
place?
Yes,
can
yes.
crash.
And I could probably get a couple of drinks because I feel like I need some.
I
Me
like you.
too.
Okay.
Let's grab a pint.
All right. Well, we're gonna
So
follow
let's head out
town.
that way and
So you open up the doorways, and you walk out of this church, and immediately around you, you see a whining dog. No, you see this fence in this like iron bar fence. There's this graveyard with a whole bunch of tombstones. It's rather old and decrepit, and now that you get on the outside of the building, you notice how run down this building is. It's got vines creeping up the side. A lot of the wood, especially around the door and such, has rot. And it seems like this church hasn't been used as a church in a long time. around you, you notice that the church is built up on top of a hill, and around it is this dense, thick, mossy forest. Looking down off the hill, in the distance, maybe about a mile away, in the center of the forest, you can see the walls of a city you know well, which is Ravenmoor. And then going and winding out into the forest, there is a tiny unlit path. As you look up to the sky, you notice for the first time how dark it is, and that it is most certainly nighttime, as the moon is up in the sky, nice and high, surrounded by stars, and yeah, it's waning and growing bigger, just up there in the sky.
All right. So who's
Fresh air.
getting away from the creepy shack and going towards the nice town that I know very well? Yes. Okay.
No funny business.
Do I know this town? Or not? I'm assuming I don't.
Looking at it from the outside wall, you have a recollection of it, as if you may have been here before, but it's not like...
Like a deja vu type of thing where I'm like, this is so familiar, but like I can't place it. Okay.
But it's not like instant recognition, oh, I know this place.
So I'm not familiar with this place then. Like, okay.
I'm going to stride off very purposefully down this dark, tiny path.
Okay.
Is there only one path?
Yeah, and then there's just the forest that seems to surround the church, and then it seems to surround Ravenmoor as well, which you can see in the distance.
So I'm like slowly walking down the path. I think I'm ahead of them because I left a while they were still burning bodies or whatever. But so
yeah,
I'm walking slowly.
Okay, so eventually they catch up.
Yeah.
We pass him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue walking.
That's fine.
I'm gonna smack him with my tail as we walk by, in the leg.
Can I grab the tail?
Yeah, sure.
Would that be like an athletics versus acrobatics check?
Yeah, you can make an athletics, you can make acrobatics or athletics. Okay. And since it's just your tail, I'll say you can make yours with advantage.
Woohoo!
Okay. Mine's an advantage or hers?
Hers is.
Okay.
Because this is my tail.
Because it's small.
Actually, I guess it would be athletics because I have a proficiency in that. So.
Sure, that's fine.
You can choose. Ouch.
21.
11.
He grabs your tail.
Ow! Towel!
Okay.
I turn around and thwack him with my staff.
Alright, kids.
Not hard enough to do damage, or?
No, as hard as I can.
No. You guys.
I'm so angry.
I think at disadvantage because I'm like already grappling.
Her tail's long enough she can twist around.
Okay.
That's an 11 to hit.
It just like a wet noodle. Your strength does nothing.
You're hitting him with a pool noodle. Stop it.
Let me go.
I let him go.
Him?
It.
It doesn't know gender yet.
I don't like
Okay,
you.
so Tin Man, do you want to actually come with us and like join us and not walk off on your own? Because I
Not
feel
right now.
like we're kind of taking care of each other a little bit besides her.
Forget him. He doesn't want to be part of the group. He's shown us that many times.
I'll say like give me some time.
Okay. And I'll just go ahead and mention the name of the orphanage that I'm going back to, which I actually do not know the name of.
It's First Light Orphanage.
Yeah. Well, if you ever need to find us, we'll be staying at the First Light Orphanage, and you can just ask for Tal, and they know.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna give her tail back.
Okay.
Give it back.
Let's go get drinks. If the bar is still open, let's go get drinks. If it's not, I'm gonna open the bar.
Yes, this is a fantasy world. The bars are still open.
The bars are always open.
And then I like nudge you and give you a thumbs up because
Yeah, give
you're very strong.
Like, game recognizes game. You know?
As we
It's
walk
like,
away, I'm gonna cast.
we're like little secret fist pounds.
we're team table flippers.
Yeah,
so we gotta.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion and make an illusion of my face going in his face as we walk away.
How do you use this?
I don't care at all. It's like doesn't even do anything.
And so they pace off.
In my head, I'm gonna grab that tail again, yank her off something.
They pace off ahead of you, and eventually they get a little bit out of sight.
Sure.
As the path winds and moves through the dark forest, it's not a hard path to follow because it is well blazed, but it is a very narrow path. and so you can only sort of walk one person at a time down it.
Alright.
Occasionally, off in the bushes, you hear like the rustling of bushes, or up in the tree, you'll hear the rustle of leaves, or you'll hear the hoot of an owl, or occasionally even the caw of a raven. But you wind through the path, which eventually joins a larger main road, much wider. You can all walk next to each other if you like, which you instantly know is the road towards Ravenmoor. You turn instinctually down the path and eventually come to the 15, or rather 20-foot tall stone walls of Ravenmoor. The gate, the great wooden gate in the front of it, is shut, and a guard from atop the wall calls down and he says, "Hey, who goes there?"
It's Tal. Let me in.
"I don't know anyone by the name of Tal. You're gonna have to be more specific. What is your business here?"
I live here, numbnuts. I'm an orphan at Mandus's place.
You're one of those First Light kids. Okay. And who are your companions? I can see 2 of them with you.
I met them outside, and they were out cold and hungry, and I'm gonna take them in and show them to Mandus, and maybe he can give them a job or something.
Alright, well, if these outsiders cause any trouble, it's on your head, so
That's fine.
keep them under control. And he waves to another guard, and he goes downstairs, and you can hear a crank, and eventually the doors swing open, and around this point, you would catch up to them as the gate is opening.
Okay, I'm just walking through then.
Yeah. And one of the guards calls to you and says, "Hey, you in the heavy armor! Who are you?"
Just walk by.
It's alright, he's with us.
Keep him under control, orphan. And,
Sure.
As you all walk through, the gates close behind you.
I'm doing my best, by the way, to like not make eye contact. Like trying to like cover myself as much as I can.
It's probably a smart move.
Yeah,
I assume you've got your hood up and stuff.
Yeah, and as much as I can.
Yeah, the only reason they knew you were in armor is because you're clanking like crazy.
You're clanking like crazy.
Clank, clank, clank.
That's my last name.
We are
Hunter
going to be a very
Clank.
stealthy group.
Ragtag
I
bunch
am.
of heroes.
I mean, we're not. Any stealthing, it's on you, man.
It's okay. I've got this, I hope.
So you come into the city, and it's a sight you know well.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly, the first thing that strikes all of you, you, Nazria, have been here for a while, so you're pretty used to it. Harmony, it's still shocking to you to see how many people have just made temporary homes on the streets. There's tents in every alleyway, under every overhang of every house, and every bar and every building. There's little wooden crates that people have cut holes into to make houses and that sort of thing. And instantly as you come in, there's the few beggars that are still awake that begin to pester you for money, and they just, "Coin for the poor."
I'm gonna steal your coins if you don't back the hell off.
I'm poor
No
too.
harm meant. The old man backs off. And a few other ones attempt
give
to
any
swarm
money.
towards you, but the old man sort of gives them a look and they back off.
I'm going to give him dirty looks.
You're good at that.
And as you make your way through the streets, you take a couple left turns, right turns, and eventually, after passing through some alleyways, because Talma is the shortest way there throughout the city, you find yourself in front of this gated house. It's got this big iron gate, very ornate for this portion of the city, because this portion of the city is largely run down and poor in
Kind
general.
of slummy.
Yeah, kind of very slummy.
Okay.
So this is, it's very ornate, this gate, and it's got sort of a brick wall going around. And then beyond the gate you can see this big, not very well kept grass lawn with a path that winds up the middle to the front of the steps of a very old looking mansion. And across the gate, in iron words, over the top of the gate, it says First Light Orphanage.
So I would like to make clear that I'm not with them at this
Okay.
point.
Where did
I
you
pretty
want to
much
end up
stopped.
going?
I'm looking for reflective surfaces again.
Okay.
I don't. How much do I know about like the world? Like, do I know?
You seem to remember pretty much like the basics of the world. Like you're
Okay.
not.
I can still speak.
Yeah, you're not in like an infant or anything like that. Everything feels familiar to you. This is
Like I still know how the world works.
Yeah.
So I know that like what blacksmiths do, what an inn has.
You're just
So I'm familiar with worldly objects and
the only
things
thing
and
you're
customs.
really unfamiliar with is yourself.
Okay, so I'm familiar with all the customs and the environment, and okay, but I don't remember people.
Not
Like my own
anyone's-
personal
not
history
anyone's
is
specific.
okay. So I don't have my own
You
personal.
remember
okay.
what people are.
So I would know where to find in a town. I would know where to find something that's reflective. I can look at myself.
Yeah, you could go to like a bar or inn might have some sort of mirror. You could go to what would be open late at night.
really,
some
any
kind of reflective
windows
surface. Yeah, you
at
could
this
just
time
go
of
to
night.
anyone's
Yeah.
window that's dark.
Okay, well I want to
hold up a
spend.
torch
I
in
need
front
to have some alone time. I need to spend some time with myself and like I'm like gonna like look at myself. 'Cause I know I'm like way different than what I think I am.
Yeah, and as
So,
you're walking
house
down
for
the
lady
road
favors.
looking for a reflective surface, you do pass by a
Ah.
window that is
So-
darker,
Has
and you
mirrors.
catch a glimpse of yourself in it.
Any.
And it's
So-
very shocking what you see.
So I want to find
One
one.
room
That's
might be
fine. I
one
want to
room.
find one that is like maybe if there's like mirrors in rooms and stuff like that, or like in solitude
Mhm.
or like an isolated area.
You could probably pay for a room in an inn.
Okay, I'll try and do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll look for like an inn sign.
Okay. Roll just an investigation check.
Oh
And then we'll get
jeez.
back to you guys.
Are you picking on me, Ethan?
I'm gonna step up and get some water.
15.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I think of all things, I'm just gonna hop in real quick and talk to Mandad. Mandis.
Man, dad. That man is dad.
He's my dad.
Yes.
And a man.
I rolled a 15, Ethan.
Half man, half dad,
Um,
half this, man, this.
Are they
Uh,
camouflaged?
Mantis.
I said, are the inns camouflaged?
No, they're not camouflaged. It's, you wander through the streets a while. It would have been easier to ask someone, but everyone you see who catches a glimpse of you avoids you, and like people will come up to approach you to beg, and then as soon as they catch a glimpse of your face, their eyes go wide and they shrink back instantly back to their tents and things. But eventually, yeah, you find an inn, and it is the. I have inns written down here. You
I
find
have
the
money,
lazy-
right?
Yeah, you've got money in your pouch.
Okay,
You find the Lazy Stag Inn.
good enough.
It's got this sign hanging out front over the door of just a stag curled up and on like a forest floor.
Okay.
Just sleeping. He's got Z's coming out of his
All right,
mouth or whatever.
sounds good. So I make sure everything is like pulled over as much as I can. I'm gonna walk in and then try and pay for a room.
And as you walk in, it's still kind of rowdy. It's very late at night.
Oh, is it late? Okay, I was gonna ask.
It's starting to get quieter. There's a lot
Okay.
of people passed out in their booths and things.
Okay.
There's a barkeep up at the what looks to be a front desk, sort of polishing some glasses and then occasionally pouring something for one of the customers that's sitting up there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a pretty average night, a pretty average inn.
Okay, so I'm just like tap on the wall and like face away from him, and like try and get his attention. Like
Okay.
like really like what's the word I'm looking for?
It's actually
Or do I have to go approach him?
Obvious.
No. What it actually is though is there's this fairly pretty woman behind the counter. She's got blonde
I'm
hair
gonna
tied
woo her.
back in a ponytail
Okay.
and slightly pointed ears.
Okay, can I woo her?
You can always try.
no.
Okay, that's the title of this episode. Can I woo her?
Okay, so anyway, I was just kidding about that. I'm not gonna do that. I have much more important things.
Yeah, and she's just polishing a wine glass up there.
Do I have a weird voice?
It's up to you.
Okay, no one said anything.
Yes.
I don't know if we do or not. Okay.
I mean, you
I'd
look
say you
weird
have
all over, so we wouldn't have
Yeah.
said anything if you were weird.
Okay, so I'm gonna like try and get her attention, and then try and pay for a room.
Okay. And she looks at you, and you're keeping your face covered.
Yeah,
She just keeps
and I have
a
like these
quizzical
like weird robes on and
She
stuff.
goes, "What can I do for you?"
I'd like a room, please.
Okay. That'll be 2 bronze pieces
Okay.
for the night.
And then we do some currency exchange.
Mhm.
2 bronze. Okay.
She takes it and she tries to get a look under
And I
but
just
you
like
turn
look away. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, sort of mutters something under her breath as you as she points to the stairs.
I'll say, I'm sorry, I'm tired.
And then she points you in the direction of the stairs and gives you a key to room number 4.
Okay, thank you.
It's up the stairs. It's on the left. You can't miss it.
Okay, so I
If
go
you need
up to room
anything,
number
come
4.
on down. I'll be here all night.
Thank you very much. And I walk off.
Damn visitors.
Sassy.
Yeah, and you go up and you find your reflective surface.
Okay.
There's a mirror over the dresser.
So I'm gonna take my stuff off, and I'll take off as much as I can of that's covering it, and then I'm just gonna look at myself and just contemplate life for a long time.
Okay. That's fair.
It's very deep.
Okay.
Scene
Thanks.
change.
You sure you're not a monk?
Multi-class?
Alright, so I'm gonna go get Mandus. You just stay right here, real quick.
What, out here?
I'm gonna go get Mandus. You just stay right here.
Alright, hurry up.
I'll climb the fence.
Okay.
So we haven't even gone inside the fence yet. We're just...
No.
Make an acrobatics check. Make it with advantage, because you know the fence. You know where to put your feet and things.
Are you sure you want to use that one?
No.
It was better than yours.
Not much. God, that's so terrible.
Did you roll twice?
He rolled one of mine.
Oh.
Two.
11.
Okay, it's enough. You're not graceful getting over the fence, but you get over the fence pretty quickly. Dash up the lawn to the front door. It's
Alright.
just a wooden front door. You know
You're
it
just
well.
tired.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna open the door, and obviously Mandus has his own rooms.
Mm-hmm. So it's really quiet in there. Most of the other orphans, it's way past their bedtime.
Yeah.
It's
I
an
have to
entryway
stealth
with sort
in
of
the
2
orphanage.
stairways going up on either side up to an upper platform. You know that Mandus's room is up on that upper platform, down the hallway to the right.
Okay, so I'll go straight up to Mandus's room, and then I'll just knock on the door. Hey, Mandus.
And you hear a very, very stoic, after a moment you hear a very stoic, come in.
I'll open the door and step inside.
And you see sort of what you expected to see, which is Mandus has a very, very plain room. It's not very fancy at all in any way. He has a low table, which he then sits cross-legged at a lot of the time. Then he has a couple cushions set around that table, a futon off to the side, and very few worldly possessions sort of put away in a dresser on another side of the room. And he is, sort of as you expected to find him, sitting at the table, cross-legged, just sort of contemplating.
Pulling on to her.
So, Tal,
That's so deep tonight.
where have you been?
I can explain that in a little bit. I have 2 friends that are somewhat hurt, cold, and hungry. Do you think they could come in?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You know that First Light welcomes anyone in need.
I'm gonna get them first, and then I'll head back down and out. Hopefully I don't need keys for this gate? Okay, good.
No, you know the key hangs sort of in the entranceway and you can pick it up.
Yeah. Then I'll pick it up on the way out, and I'll jog over and open it and be like, come in, come in. Okay, now you're not gonna startle any of the kids, so you're fine. Come
Well,
on.
I don't know about that.
Well, you're gonna startle everyone. But anyway, come in, and I want to introduce you to a real nice guy.
Okay.
Okay, and as you head up the lawn, Mandus actually, he followed you down the stairs, and you can see standing on the porch sort of with his arms crossed and looking down across the lawn with very, very piercing gaze, this human male, about 5'11" or so. He looks as if he's starting to get old. He's got dark hair that hangs about shoulder length.
A little salt and pepper.
Yeah, it's got a lot more white nowadays. It's edging more towards that direction. And he has these very, very piercing blue eyes. And he's just standing there in robes, looking down at you. As you approach him, then as you get closer, he says, "Welcome, welcome, Tal's friends. I'll prepare a room for you. What are your names?"
I'm Harmony.
Harmony. It's good to make your acquaintance, Harmony.
Likewise.
Nazareth.
That's right. It's good to meet you as well. Well, we always have a spare room, so Tal, if you can show these two to the spare room.
Gotcha.
And then you look like you need rest, but I assume there's a story, so I'll hear it in the morning.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Wonderful.
Promise.
Wonderful. Then I will go back to my room and leave you to it.
Well, we never.
Okay. So I'll take you guys over to the spare room
That's
and
a
kind of.
sharp right there.
It's not probably all that great, but it's good enough for a rest. So feel free to just
Sparkling.
kick back. You don't have to take a shower and mess with the stone.
Yeah, and as you go into the spare room, there's a couple really sort of bare bones cots. There's 3 or 4 of them in the room. It's really cramped quarters, but they're beds, and there's blankets and pillows. So
I'm just gonna curl up on one of the empty cots.
We'll call it a night.
Just call it a night. I'm exhausted,
Alright.
guys.
I'll be in my room. I'll come get you in the morning.
Alright. Thanks, Tal.
Sleeping.
okay. Are you doing anything there tonight?
So at this point, I realized that I have, assuming that my backstory was still fulfilled, I have this symbol on my arm. So I noticed that there's this crudely carved symbol that looks like this on my left arm.
I don't know if the camera can see it at all.
Oh, sorry. It looks like
a
that.
You might need to bring it really close.
Okay, so it looks kind of like a TIE fighter, actually. What does it look like?
Looks like an unknown.
Looks like a
Kinda does
Digimon.
look like
Oh, nice! I didn't even think about
A
that.
Digimon crest. I don't know.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I came up with it like 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
So, anyways. So, I have this weird, crudely shaped thing, and I'm like, what is this? I'm like looking at myself, like, I don't know if I'm gonna like get anywhere by investigating myself, but I'm assuming that I'm like super like just shocked and like confused.
I'd say that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
and-
this body is completely unfamiliar to you,
Right.
and even your own consciousness feels unfamiliar to a
Yeah.
degree, just because of the sheer amount of
just like stress.
stress and
Yeah.
like out of placeness you feel.
Yeah.
Not
So
knowing who you are exactly.
what I'm spending my time doing is I'm like thoroughly inspecting myself, and then I'm also like in my hand, and then I'm looking through all my things and like trying to like place them, and then I'm trying to like look outside. Do I have like a window? I'm looking out and seeing if there's any like symbols or representations of these things, or if I'm seeing any familiarities with them. I'm like, are they from here? Trying to like place where my things came from in the world, in this local area.
Yeah. And as you look out your window from the second floor, you can see into what is sort of like a centralized courtyard. And there's, in the center of that, a notice board. Just like a board that people would go and put notices and things on, like missing cat or whatever. And this
Missing robot.
This triggers a memory in you. You remember walking into this town, and you remember you were looking for a new and exciting challenge. You were looking for something new to hunt, something that would test you.
Okay.
You remember walking up to this notice board and looking at all of the different job opportunities that were up there. You remember seeing a dwarf woman with a strange-shaped scar on her face, looking at the same notice board, looking for a job.
Oh, okay. Do I draw that connection or not?
Yeah, you can draw that connection.
Okay.
And then that's all you remember. You remember coming here, you remember looking for a job, and then the memory is black again, and you feel just as lost as you did.
Okay. And it's pretty late, so there's not many people out right now.
No.
Can you see the board, or is it too dark?
Well, you can't see any details.
So if I walked up to it, I wouldn't be able to see it? There's no light?
You could like hold a torch or a lantern up to it.
Okay. I don't know if I have a torch or a lantern, actually. So it might not work. I didn't pack one, so okay. So I'm gonna try and do that at first light in the morning. Then is I'll approach that board and look at it. But until then, I'll just contemplate myself more and power down.
Okay.
Curled up like a cat on my cot.
And
I'm also curled up like a cat.
the evening passes.
Boisterously.
You're snoring. I can't sleep at all. You're snoring so loud.
I have
You're
a nice,
exhausted,
pleasant
so
power
you do
down.
eventually get to sleep. And late in the morning, Tal shows up at your door.
So all HP
So
recovered.
early in the morning, I'm gonna wake up.
I'll half
Do I have
hit dice
glowy
recovered.
eyes? No, they're.
And I got
What do
my
they look
spell
like?
slots
Do they just
back.
are they
You
just
don't have to worry
dim?
about that.
Yeah,
And
they're
I've
just
got my
kind of
rage
like
back.
Yes.
I don't know, almost like metallic eyeballs, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're
That's
like
fine.
nuts.
I mean, yeah, they like move around in metallic sockets, but they resemble eyes a lot. Like care
Okay.
was taken in designing you to make you look human
Okay.
in a lot of ways. So your eyes do resemble eyes, but they're metallic.
Yeah. Okay. So
Maybe they've got like a glass lens.
I'm gonna power up, and then I'll grab my stuff. I'll put these ropes back on, and then I'm gonna go to the nose board, take a look, and see if I remember anything else, or if there's something that references anything that I can think of. I guess.
Okay.
Familiarity.
Make a history check.
Okay. 19.
19. Your eyes catch on one notice in particular.
Did it turn on? Okay.
There's a request from a farmer on the outside of Ravenmoor requesting that the giant lizard that is harrying his cattle be defeated. And he's just requesting that someone come and fend off this lizard for him.
Okay.
And you remember being interested in it. You don't remember if you did anything about it, but you remember being interested in it.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this notice, and then. So, do I still have similar feelings about being solo or in a group?
Yeah.
Because that's why I was so like aloof. I'm assuming that was just like my guy's personality. He was always by himself. He was refused company. So.
That makes sense.
So that
I mean,
and so
you would still feel like a loner, but also
would I feel? I guess at this point,
I did turn you on.
do I feel?
Came out wrong.
I'm not going to tell you how
came out
you feel.
exactly
Okay.
That's the thing. You're gonna
So I'm gonna like weigh if I want to like go see them at the orphanage.
But you
Okay.
remember meeting.
So I'm gonna
Bullshit.
I think I'm gonna walk to the orphanage, and I'm gonna take the flyer. I'm gonna walk to the orphanage and see if I can find them.
Maybe you going by yourself was the reason you ended up in that place to begin with.
Hey, we're not here to discuss that.
You're
Okay.
not there.
Literally.
What's in your conscience that sounds like
I'll be like thanks, mom. we got
Mom bot.
that's my mom. That's my dad.
Who am I?
You're my sister.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and it takes you a little while, considering you don't actually know the exact way to
Yeah.
the orphanage, but
Fair
eventually you find your way there.
Okay.
What are you guys doing with your morning?
I will
eating
confuse
breakfast.
Yeah. I guess we're eating breakfast with the rest of the kids.
Okay. And all of the kids, there's a whole bunch of them. There's probably like
How old are these kids?
15, 20 kids, and they're all about as young as like 3 to as old as 11, I'd say, 11 or 12. Tal is definitely the oldest one there. But they all, you can tell instantly by the way they interact with Tal. They come up to him and like, one of them is like, Tal, you weren't here yesterday, I drew a picture, I want to show you. And he holds up a picture and he's like, it's you and me, we're holding hands.
It's a lovely picture of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, it's you and me. Look,
Ah, I see it now.
that's you, that's me.
You're getting
He's
better.
actually bigger than you in the drawing.
You drew 2 things.
And then
Keep drawing, kiddo.
Great.
some of the other ones will be like, Tal, when he walks into the breakfast room, they'll be like, Tal, come sit with us. And then they see you guys follow in, and they like get all wide-eyed, and they look at Tal, and then they look back at you.
Don't worry. Don't hiss. That's rude. Especially at the breakfast table. They're fine. They're my friends. I met them yesterday, and they just want to eat some food. So let's all get breakfast, okay, kids?
Okay. And they motion you guys to come sit with them. A few of them do.
Look, she has a tail.
And a whole bunch of the girls really like the tail. They come running over too, and they're like batting at it. trying to play with
Find
you.
your happy place, find your happy place, find your happy place, find your happy
And then memories
come on.
come back at me just like grabbing it violently.
They're little kids. They won't do much.
And eventually, you get some breakfast. One of the older kids, who is obviously helping out in the kitchen today, brings out a plate of eggs and sausage for each of you. And at some point, Mandus comes in and he sits down next to all of you. He sort of gets some of the kids to scoot over and make room for him. And he sits right next to Tal and looks at all three of you and he says, I think it's about time we heard that story.
Okay.
Where were you the past day, Tal?
Well, I woke up in jail cell. Knocked out.
I saved his life.
She opened the cell with a key, which let me out. She broke her cell open by herself. She didn't need any help. And then I'm going to just go on and recount basically what happened. This crazy deep gnome and us chasing and this
I'm
like
going
metallic
to-
golem.
Embellish it with unnecessary details.
I'm gonna just shove a bunch of food in my face and not really take part.
But
At
I
some
think
point
they're
you end up
necessary.
like just absent-mindedly taking food from somebody.
just like a child, just like.
He looks at you like, hey, and then he sees how scary you are and just goes to get more.
I better feed this person. They're hungry.
Alright, I'll make a mental note to save some of my food for the kids who get their stuff eaten.
Well, he goes and gets more from the kitchen. That's
Okay,
fine.
good.
And throughout your story, Mandus doesn't really make much expression. He nods, and this is sort of what you'd expect from Mandus. He waits until you're done speaking before he says anything himself. And just throughout every single interaction you've had with him, particularly you would notice that he doesn't seem fazed by you at all.
I have noticed,
all of the
yeah.
kids are giving you weird looks. Everyone else in town gave you weird looks.
Mandus is cool.
I have
Mandus
noticed.
doesn't give you any sort of weird look. He just sort of seems to
He's got a very
accept you as a person who he's now taking care of for now.
yeah, very good poker face.
He says, this is very disturbing. I mean, we all know it's not above the Cranstons to pull something like this, but
They were gonna turn me into a robot.
At this point, I
You
kick through the
made it
door.
pretty cool.
And all of the kids look at you, scream.
I didn't actually make it. I'm just kidding. But okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. I didn't
look
see
at
it.
you, scream, and
Did somebody
all
say
run to get
robots?
behind Mandus and Tal. Like all 15, 20 of them.
Boy,
trying-
I'm like, Tal!
I'm just gonna put my hands in my head.
I just yelled like, Tal!
and like, Mandus, this was the big bronze robot I was talking about. He's very confused right now.
And not very nice.
Okay, guys, he's not. Well, he is kind of dangerous. He's not that bad.
He is that bad.
This is very interesting. Kids, it's okay. You're safe. He is a friend of Tal's. And the kids calm down and
Lots of new
slowly
friends.
go back to their breakfast. But none of them really take their eyes off of you.
Okay.
They're all just sort of eating and watching you with your hands.
And I'm watching
Manda
them.
says, "Come. Will you sit with us? Do you eat?
Do I? No.
Well, you can if you want to, but you don't need to.
Okay, I
You feel no
say
need to.
I don't need to. I say, yes, I will join you. And I come and sit with them.
Okay. And a plate is brought out to you.
Thank you. And then, okay.
I'm gonna take your food since you're not gonna.
I'm
eat it.
keeping my tail very far away from him.
I'm like trying it a little bit though.
Mandus looks at all of you and he says, "It's very fortunate that you ended up in this together. The Cranstons have done a lot of vile things and trampled on the, in their eyes, lesser folk many times in the past. But
They're jerks.
this sounds darker and eviler than anything they've done before. You mentioned 15 minutes left.
Ah,
Very poorly timed.
You mentioned there being skeletons and undead hands
Yeah.
The Cranstons I know are not necromancers, but if they are in league with necromancers, this is very troubling.
Wait,
Yes.
so there are other magic users here?
Many years ago, there was a wizard who lived in the town, but he left on a trip with a party many years ago, and his tower sits on the outskirts of the slum district, unused by humans. But if there is no other way, to my knowledge, to raise an undead skeleton into a warrior without vile necromancy. So if the Cranstons are in league with such folks, that is something we cannot ignore.
Right?
At this point, my face is like covered with food because I have no idea how to eat and use my
That's
hands.
fair.
So like I'm just like
just gonna-
super messy, and I'm like
I'm just gonna hand you a napkin
yeah, and I'm like
or 10.
do I have something on my face? Because I like can't feel it. And I'm like okay, and I'm like not doing this. It's like all over.
Clean yourself.
It's like all over the place, like a 2-year-old.
The kids are like, yeah.
I don't want anything like this to happen to anyone else. We need to stop this.
I thought you might feel that way. I've known a few of your kind, Devil Child, and the ones I've known...
Don't me devil child.
The ones...
You're so touchy.
I meant no offense by it. It's just a statement of who you are, and I don't think that is something to be ashamed of in any way.
I have a name.
That's right. I apologize, Harmony.
Thank you.
I've known a few of your kind in my lifetime, and they have always been good friends to me. And they have always... The ones that I've known have always been full of passion and warm-heartedness, and I see that same fire in your eyes.
Someone rolled a 20 on brown nosing.
And he turns to you and he says... And I see-
Nazir didn't say that. I said
I know. He turns to Nazir though, and he says, and I can tell that you've seen your share of hardships in your life, and I'm sorry that you had to fall prey of the Cranstons again.
Yeah,
But-
I'm like eating super carefully now.
That is the fate of many of the people who live in this town.
So what are we gonna do? What do you want me to do anyway?
Well, it sounds to me like the easiest way would just be to take out this Cranston guy, whoever he is.
It's
Cut
not,
off the
like
head of the snake and the entire snake stops working.
Probably not
Or
all that
something.
easy. We've been trying to do that for a while.
I asked
How hard could
Mandus,
it be?
I'm like, does this? I'm like, do you remember? Have you ever seen this before? And I show my hand.
this,
I'm like, is this the Cranstons or something? Like I don't
no,
know.
that is not the Cranstons' royal crest. It strikes a tone in my memory, but I cannot place it. You'll have to allow me to return to my study and ponder upon it.
Okay.
At a later time. But yes, if the Cranstons are in league with necromancers, then, and if they are kidnapping people against their volition, then I feel that the time has finally come for us to take action, and I think it would be ideal if we did some investigation into this matter.
Ugh, why not
I
just
didn't
charge in?
vomit.
I'm so bad at rolling
so
investigation.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I can just light the whole damn place on fire if
Do
that's what
not
it
light
takes.
the whole place on
It's
fire.
not that simple, though. The Cranstons themselves are, to be true, a vile people. But they keep the city in the semblance of order that it is in, and while they put unfair laws in place, the city as a whole has prospered, and there are many people who are poor, and there are many people in unfortunate circumstances, but if you remove leadership entirely, the world falls to chaos, and even if that leadership is poor, it is necessary. So until we can find a better way to go about this, I don't think that is a wise move.
Well, then what's your suggestion, wise man?
I think for
pretty
now,
smart.
we need more information. Unfortunately, I know just the people to gather it. And he looks around at Tal and a couple of the older children in the room, and the older children nod and sort of solemnly, and they finish eating, and they actually just stand up and walk out of the room sort of without a word.
I'm like, that's my kind of people.
Yeah.
Just walking the-
Standing up and walking
Skyvor's
out
a
of
tight
the room
ship.
is up your alley.
and just leaving, ringing the doorbell with my
Right. So,
Shut the doorbell.
kind of going on my way at this point, or am I going to stay with these guys?
I mean, I'd assume you stay, finish up your breakfast, and then probably get ready for this. But as you are finishing up your breakfast,
Sausages.
an older girl, she's probably about, older for the orphanage, probably about 12 years old, comes into the room, into the breakfast room, and she hadn't been eating with you guys previously, and she looks really, really flustered. And she goes straight up to Mandus and you, and she says, Mandus, Tal, I don't know where they are. They didn't come home yesterday. I thought they did, but they aren't in their rooms.
What's wrong, hon?
It's Alan and Ronan. They're not in their room. I don't know where they are. They went out yesterday to shop for bread.
And they didn't come back?
No. I thought they came back, but I guess I never checked, and I've looked all over. They aren't here. They aren't in their room. They're not out in the garden. And you would know, Alan is about a 9-year-old boy.
Okay.
Sort of. I mean, he's your typical 9-year-old boy. He's kind of like thinks he's tougher than he is. He's
Sure.
likes to get a little bit grubby, and he's got this little sister named Ronan, who is the youngest child at the orphanage at 2 years old.
Oh my.
And he constantly dotes on Ronan and basically spends all his time with Ronan and taking care of her.
Okay.
And that's what you would know about them.
Okay.
I don't know where they are.
Well,
I can't find them anywhere.
Calm down, and we're gonna look for them right now.
Okay.
Where did you see them last? They said they went to buy bread?
Yeah, they went to buy bread, and they went to that vendor in the main market.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. The one with all the pretty clothes in that store.
Okay.
I mean, you know the market well enough, and you know this girl well enough to know that she has sort of an affinity for this specific clothing store.
Sure.
She can't afford the clothes because they're kind of expensive, but she really wants them. They're really pretty.
Might permanently borrow a set.
But you would know the way to where she's talking about.
Okay, so I need to handle this. If you want to come along, you can. Don't light anything on fire yet. Is that okay?
I'm coming with you.
Okay. Because I really want to find Alan, because he's young and kind of stupid.
Okay, so I stop you guys before you go, and then I'm apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry for my actions yesterday. I was very rude. I'm very confused right now.
You have a...
Oh, thank you. And then I clean off, and I realize there's a mess on the floor as well. But I'm like, I'm very confused right
One of
now.
the other kids has already brought up a mop and has started cleaning.
And then I'm like, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm from. So.
Is now really the best time for this? Because I mean, there are some kids.
I know, and then I'm like, but I need to leave town and take care of some things. And then I'm pointing at Nazir. I'm like, but I'd like you to come with me.
Why?
And then I'm like, well, and then I explain like the poster thing. I'm like, you guys have something to take care of. Do you mind if I? And I'm like asking if we can just you can take care of your thing, and you and I can talk for a little
Let's go.
Okay, I'm with you.
Nazir, if you actually want to meet up, we'll be here.
We'll be
pretty
back
much.
here
We'll come
in
back
a bit.
here Whenever.
Right. Can
So.
I stay here?
Of course.
Have the food.
Yeah,
and
just talk to us.
It's all good. They have
You
ale
have it.
sometimes. Tonight.
You're around a bunch of 8-year-olds.
I bring my own ale.
There's a tavern. We
Yes.
passed it.
BYOA is
Alright.
fine.
Alright, let's go. Let's solve the mystery.
Okay.
Okay.
So then, who do you want to do first?
I actually think, as you guys are splitting up to head out into the city, that's a good place to end tonight's session.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think we'll call it there. Thank you everyone for watching. You can follow us on Twitter if you want updates on what we're doing. The Twitter handle is up in the corner of the screen. Otherwise, our next video will be posted next Thursday morning, and see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Later.